Hi guys, it's Mira, and geez, I wanted to film outside today, but there's a neighbor like down the road, like we live on an acre, and there's a neighbor down the road, the next one, who is like weed whacking his freaking head off. So I'm filming in the game room again. The light's not the greatest. I'm actually sitting at the dealer's chair of the blackjack table, and the light above me is like really unflattering, but whatever. So I am going back on what I said in my last Amberlynn video. I want to talk about some of what's going on with her currently. I'm not going to talk about her cancer directly. I'm not going to talk about the diagnosis. I'm not going to talk about what stage she's in. I'm not going to talk about whether I think she's going to live or die or what her treatment's going to be. I just want to talk about her in general, apart from the cancer. I saw her live stream, and there's just a lot of things that really like shocked me. I guess they shouldn't have shocked me because I've been watching Amberlynn for a couple years. I already knew these things, but they didn't really like sink in because I didn't associate them with her health right now, I guess, because she's obviously going through something different than she has been for the last couple years. It's about to get really interesting with her mom coming to visit. And I actually worry that this is going to be a big problem for Amberlynn. We know her mom is an addict. She's been clean, but you still are an addict, even if you're clean, because you're fighting it every day. And with her mom her mom has never come to visit her before. You know what I mean? She's never cared enough to get on a plane, to take time off of work, to come see her daughter. She's always chosen drugs over her whole life. Sorry, my phone's going off. And she just hasn't been a good mom. If I were Amber, I would have my guard up. I would really, really have my guard up in this situation, because there's no telling her, her mother might not be as stable as she thinks she is, and she might be coming here because she thinks that Amber's going to be an easy mark and that she can get money from her. So I would just be really wary if I was her. She's still uploading the pre-recorded videos that are monetized, so we know she's making money, and she was getting a lot of money, a lot of donations in her live stream, and something about it just doesn't really like sit right with me. It seems a little like smarmy to have frittered all your money away on food and junk and clothes that don't fit and just junk, unusable things, and never bought health insurance, even though you had plenty of money to do it. Now you're in this dire situation where you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in medical bills, and people are donating money to her on the live stream. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's better than her going to welfare now after throwing all her money away and, applying for welfare and have the taxpayers, pay for everything. I was shocked at how ignorant she is about her own reproductive system, just about the female reproductive system in general. I mean, really, really surprised. And, there were a lot of people that have been in my comments and a lot of people that have been under the comments of other videos that really surprised me on their ignorance too. And they were like female names, like the male names. It's no surprise, what does a guy know about woman's reproductive system unless it's like a class he's taken? People don't think that you go to a gynecologist until you start having sex. People think you don't get your first pap smear till you're 21. I mean, these things are crazy. Like, that is so ignorant. First of all, I think pretty much everybody knows you go to the gyno as soon as you get your period, your first period. And a pap smear, it depends on your risk level. I had one early just because my doctor did it as a routine it was a routine thing. And I think it is for other girls too. I don't think it was just me. And it turns out that I had precancerous cells and I had them removed from my cervix. So it's not something you wait till you're 21 to do. I don't know. That was just some crazy comment I saw. Um, she was, she said she was bleeding for such a long time, like months. And I can't believe that no other female in her life, like I'm sure her friends knew, obviously Becky knew, none of these people said, hey, Amber, that's not normal. You're not supposed to bleed like real heavy and stuff like that. And for months. And nobody said, Amber, please go to a doctor. If that was happening to me and I was, you know, ignoring the situation or pretending it would go away or just ignorant of the facts, the women in my life would be like, hey, babe, I love you. Go to the doctor. You have to find out what's going on. This could be something really serious. And nobody did that for her. And, you know, on top of that, speaking of nobody doing things for her, you know, I almost feel like Amber needs someone appointed by the state to care for her. There's a word for this. I don't think it's the same everywhere. I can't think of the word right now. Oh my God. But it's someone that they become, you know, like your payee on your SSI or whatever it is, like someone that has control over your bank account, gives you a certain amount of money every month, make sure all your bills are paid, make sure you go to the doctor, make sure you take medicine, like an aide, like a helper, but like more than that, someone that is in control of your finances too. Britney Spears has one. It's her father. What's the word? I can't think of it. I mean, she really stopped maturing in her, I'm going to say maybe when she was like 13. And no one ever helped her. I'm sure people around her, social workers, family, I mean, someone must have realized that she is not right. Like, she has not matured past like 13 because of trauma or because of mental issues. And nobody got her help. Nobody got her therapy. And she's not going to get herself therapy. We know that. Like, she doesn't... Someone needs to take control of her life. Because if not, I really don't think that she's going to come through this okay. If there is not somebody to take control of things and make sure that she does what she's supposed to do. I mean, she's 30 years old. She doesn't even have a driver's license. She doesn't even have identification. This is how she ended up in this hole, by not being mature enough to take care of herself all these years. If she would have went inpatient years ago for her super morbid obesity, if she, even a year ago, 2 years ago, she would have went inpatient, a lot of these things would have been discovered. She may have lost weight and she might not be in the hole she is now, but you know, what are you going to do? It's past. This is a reality now. Foster care definitely dropped the ball by not getting her to ever see a gynecologist. It's absolutely ridiculous. I was in the care of social services for less than a year when I was a teenager, and my social worker made sure I went to the regular doctor, made sure I went to the gynecologist, made sure I went to the dentist, make sure I got to my classes at the college. You know, that's what they do. That's what they're there for. They obviously dropped the ball on Amber. You have to have a responsible adult to guide you if you're not responsible enough to take care of yourself. And that's a shame. That's really sad that she's not able to do that yet at this point in her life. I imagine that maybe this whole thing is going to make her mature. I don't know. I just can't understand it. And I'm sure most other people can't. Also, that came out weird. I'm sure most other people also cannot understand her life and her lifestyle. It is just, she has skated by really all her life. You know, she had foster care to care for her because her parents weren't in a position to. After foster care, she immediately found a girlfriend to move in with, and then she hopped from girlfriend to girlfriend to their families taking care of her. Obviously, at one point, Crystal's parents were paying her to look after her. I don't know what the Crystal's deal is, But she has really coasted by, and now she's coasting by on YouTube. And I don't think she's thinking about her future at all. What does she think is going to happen when YouTube is over? What is she going to do when it's time to retire, when she's a senior citizen? What is she going to live on? How is she going to live? What happens when YouTube's over? I mean, it's probably not going to last that much longer for her. I mean, I bought my first home at 24. I worked 2 jobs. I lived by myself. I took care of all my bills. And I took care of my elderly grandmother on top of doing everything else. I just can't understand the lifestyle of doing nothing and not caring for yourself, just not being responsible at all. I mean, isn't she afraid? Like, I have anxiety just thinking about it, and it's thinking about her situation. Like, thank God I would never be in that situation, but I have anxiety just thinking about it for her. Like, panic, like, oh my God, where are you going to live? How are you going to pay your bills? What are you going to do? I just would be so scared of my future. And that's really all I got from her video. Her live stream. Those were just the impressions I got, the thoughts and the feelings I had. Obviously, I had them jotted down in my phone. And I just really hope everything works out for her. I mean, I think she's a horrible person. I've mentioned all the other things she's done, but also I just tweeted out, I guess it was yesterday, her pedophile support came up again, and her equating pedophiles to the LGBT community came up again. And like I said in my tweet, I am, as a mother and as just a human being, I'm absolutely disgusted by that. I am certainly not equal to a pedophile. I don't know why she thinks she would be equal to a pedophile. It's just, I can't fathom being her and being her in her situation. But it must be terrible, and she is a human being, and nobody wants another human being to die. That's just kind of a line that you draw. You might want someone to get what they deserve for what they've done, but nobody wants anybody to die. I mean, I don't even believe in the death penalty, except in extreme cases, pedophilia being one of them, but in very extreme cases, I only believe in the death penalty. So I don't wish death on Amberlynn. I think it's horrible that this has happened to her. I'm not going to say it's her fault, because I think that probably her immaturity stems from trauma and not having a bond with a parent, just not knowing how to interact with other people. How to love other people, or how to have other people love you. I think that's a real issue with her. I feel like that's what I see in her. So that's it. This video is already like 13 and a half minutes. Listen, guys, comment, like, subscribe, dislike. We can fight in the comments. I've been having a good time. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Oh, and watch my frog vlog. We're raising frogs. All right.